remember as a little girl, one of my favorite lunchtime snacks was a good old-fashioned peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I love the smell of peanut butter, so when I open the jar and get that first whiff, I know a really good sandwich is on the horizon. Today, I'm going to show you how to make the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The first thing I do is get all of my ingredients together. For my sandwich, I need a plate, 2 slices of bread, peanut butter, and jelly, and a round-tipped butter knife. For fun, if you wanted, you could grab some cookie cutters as well. I have a cut and seal, which I will show you later what I will do with that. Paper plate if I have it, because it's less cleanup afterwards, but today I don't have one of those, so I'm going to use a Corel plate. I don't have a preference for what kind of bread I use, it just depends on what I have on hand. Today it happens to be 12-grain bread, so I'm going to use that. Same with my peanut butter. Sometimes I use creamy and other times I'll use chunky. It just totally depends on what my mood is and what I have on hand. With the jelly, I tend to use grape jelly because that's normally what I have, but sometimes I can use strawberry. Those are really the only two that I've ever experimented with on peanut butter and jelly, but I'm sure any flavor of jelly would be fine. The reason I'm using a rounder tipped butter knife as opposed to a pointier tipped butter knife is because this seems to spread the peanut butter and jelly a lot better than something that might be a little bit more pointy. Just a tip for thought. Next, to assemble my sandwich, I place my slices of bread next to each other on the plate. I always spread my peanut butter first. Don't ask me why, it's just something that I've always done. This particular type of peanut butter is an organic type of peanut butter which requires it to be stirred before I spread it on my plate. I like my peanut butter to be thicker on my sandwich because I love peanut butter and peanut butter and jelly. So I will generally, and I always spread it right to the edge because I will eat every bit of it. Then I'll clean my knife off. Sometimes I'll use a paper towel. And next, on my other slice of bread, I'll put the jelly. Not a huge jelly fan on the peanut butter and jelly, so I'll just put enough just to give it a little bit of flavor. Not necessarily too as thick as my peanut butter would be, just enough to spread thinly across the whole slice. And then, of course, I put my 2 slices together. Now, I always cut my sandwich in half. It might be diagonal, it might be square, rectangular, but I always cut my sandwich in half. Don't know why, just something that I've always done. What I have here, however, today is called a cut and seal. This actually, when I use it on my sandwich, will cut the sandwich, take the crust off, and seal it so that the edges are sealed shut so that you don't lose any of the peanut butter and jelly. And I'm going to show you how that works right now. So you push it down and you twist. Hopefully I can get it to work. And then what happens is you'll have to peel. So you kind of lose some of your sandwich when you do it this way. That's really kind of a neat thing to have if you've got little kids eating it and you don't want them to be too messy. Today I showed you how to make what I think is the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I also showed you some fun things that you could do with it, such as the cut and seal, or you could always use cookie cutters if you want, because they make so many different shapes of cookie cutters, dinosaurs and Christmas tree cookie cutters, and just about anything for any time of year that you would want. It might be fun for the summer. There are many different ways to make something simple like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. For a lot of us, it is second nature to fix this sandwich without thinking about it. A cool fact that I actually read about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on the site nationalpeanutboard.org was that the average child will eat 1,500 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches before he graduates from high school. Well, that's my version of the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich ever.